Whenever you have a big hit, you're going to inevitably see the dice version and the card game version. Today we're going to look at Ticket to Ride the card game and see if it's worth your investment.
Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Ticket to Ride the card game is an attempt to take the beloved Ticket to Ride, the greatest gateway game ever made, and put it down into a card game and make it a gateway game out of it? Sure. Whatever. This is 100% a cash-in. This is a way to take the name of Ticket to Ride and you're going to put it into a card game version and hopefully sell a little card game. For the most part, everything feels like Ticket to Ride and feels like what you're doing. There's a little bit of a memory aspect to it. There's some blocking with the cards and everything is just kind of condensed down. But the main bones, what makes Ticket to Ride, is here, sort of. But why wouldn't you just play the regular Ticket to Ride? Like, why would you want to play a card game version of it, of a card game that has a little bit of a board and some placement of root building into it? Why would you want to condense it down to this? I never could answer that question. I've played this game quite a few times over the years, and without the Ticket to Ride name on it, I don't feel like this game sells. I feel like it's just another card game to throw onto the market. But they went ahead and put the Ticket to Ride on here, which piques people's interest. What am I going to get here? This name brand association. At the end of the day, I feel like it takes away from the main game. I still come back to the question, why wouldn't I just play the base game? It's such a good game. It really fulfills everything. I don't think I need a card game. The base game is so heavily drawn on those cards and those tickets. I understand half the game is the root building, but it's so heavily derived around cards that getting a card game version of it, like, why does this exist? I don't think that it should. I would tell you to purge and just play the base game. I don't know why you would come here. There isn't anything here. The little memory aspect they put into it, I don't think is very interesting. And I think it over the years have turned off more gamers than turned them on. So this is something, unless you want to look at it as a novelty, ooh, I played Ticket to Ride the card game. Skip this one on by. You're missing nothing. Here's Ticket to Ride the card game. You can see it comes in a very small box, has the train, same kind of artwork from its big brother. Inside, you're going to get a rulebook, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes, and then you're going to get just an insert that holds all the cards. Now, the insert is fine. It holds all the cards great. They go back pretty flush, but you can't really sort them the way that you want to. So, works really good. The cards are really nice. So these are the scoring cards. They have that linen finish on there really good. You can see what cards that you need on them very easily. There's also icons that you can barely see, but they're on there, the points. And then on the train cards, you can just see that these will have different artwork on them in case you're colorblind and have different icons up here at the top corner. You can see up here, this one has a circle. This one has like a traditional wheat, but they're very, very good. So that's what you're going to get. So the rule book, you're going to get it in 3 different languages if you do English like I do, but it gives you another artwork piece here, which is pretty good. You're going to have components with all the pictures here. You're going to have setup with a picture, the object of the game, the overview, and really this is all of the rules. There are some additional rules for a 4-player game in order to make that work, but you can read this in about 10 minutes and be ready to play. So to set up, you're going to put these scoring cards aside so everybody can see them. So whoever has the most to Chicago will get 12 points. Whoever has the most to Dallas will get 10, and so on. And there's 6 different ones, as you can see. Each player will be given a locomotive, which is a wild card, and then they will be given 7 cards from the deck after it's been shuffled, and that will be your starting hand. Then you'll be given 6 ticket cards. You have to keep at least one, or you can keep all of them, kind of how you want to score during the game. Keep in mind, these are the points that you'll get for successfully doing it, but also the amount you will lose if you do not. Then 5 of these cards, just like regular Ticket to Ride, will be placed face up in front of the players, and now you're ready to start playing. Step 1 will be skipped at the first round because you don't have anything in your railroad, and we'll go straight to Step 2. In Step 2, you're going to have 3 possible options. Option number 1 is draw some cards. Just like regular Ticket to Ride, you will have a set of cards face up. If I take Locomotive, which is a wild card, that will count as my 2 picks. Otherwise, I could take 2 picks that are face down, or I could take them from the top of the deck if I want something random, or one of each. But remember, if I take a Locomotive from the face up, it counts as my 2 picks. From the top of the deck, it does not. That works exactly like regular Ticket to Ride. The second possible action is you can draw 4 tickets from the top of the deck and you have to keep at least one. and you could throw away the other ones or keep them. And these give you more scoring opportunities as you go along. I'll come back to these in a few minutes. The last thing you can do, which is probably what you'll be doing in most of, is you'll be placing cards in your railroad. I can place 3 cards of 3 different colors if I so choose. Or, instead of doing that, if I wanted to, I can play at least 2 cards of the same color. So I could place these down like this. If I have a wild card, I could add it like this. I could not use the wild card when I was playing 3 different colors. So because I have a 4th locomotive, I could play 4 of those reds down if I wanted to. Let's say on a previous turn, I had played these 3 down. So this is what's at. My turn ends, it goes around and comes back to me. Then I have to take 1 card off of each of the stacks that are face up, and these cards will go face down. Now, I'm never allowed to look at these cards again. There is a variant for younger players. They can go through that. So they would be placed over here for the end of the game scoring. Then I would play my turn again. So let's say I wanted to play 3 cards that are different colors. That's fine. That would be my turn. It would go back around. On the next turn, I would take 1 of each color, put it on top of the deck. That would continue until the draw pile is out. The draw pile is out, everybody gets 1 more turn, and that's it. In a 4-player game, you kind of play a little bit longer, but in a 2 or 3-player game, you just go through this deck 1 time. Then what you'll do at the end of the game is you'll take your deck of cards that you were able to score, and you will try to place those to match up these tickets. So let's see, I did Dallas and Kalina, so those cards will be scored. I cannot score them again. Let's say my next one was Chicago to Santa Fe. I need a yellow and a green. I don't have that, so this one would be negative points. Let's say I had another ticket in my hand. I would need a white, a yellow, a purple, but I don't have an orange. So that's what you would do. You just go through this deck trying to score positive or negative points. Then at the end of the game, whoever got the most Dallas cards would score that point, Chicago, and so on, so on. Most points is the winner of the game. Now remember, this game's going to have that little bit of memory effect. You have to memorize what was in your deck that you turned down. You can no longer look at it, and that's going to be the appeal of this game. Who should buy this game? I mean, if you really want a card game and you want a Ticket to Ride version of it, I mean, that's it. That's a nutshell. Boom, we're done here. Drop mic and let's leave. Because you probably would just be better off buying the board game. I think more people are going to want to play that board game. I think you're going to hook more people with the board game, and I think you're going to have more fun with the board game. There's absolutely no reason to own this unless you're a completist, or you're collecting, or you want a card game, or maybe grandma, aunt, uncle plays card games, and they really want to, they will only play a card game. Then, you want to play Ticket to Ride, here's the card game version of it. Otherwise, nothing to see here, absolute purge.